My name is Saki and I'm going to tell you a story about Cinderscale. It's an adaptation of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there was a gorgeous mermaid named Cinderscale. Her mother passed away and her father married another wife. Scale was happy and joyful until her stepmother came. Scale's stepmother had two bossy daughters, which made Scale have two bossy stepsisters. Scale lived in a shell house, and she had to share her room with the two stepsisters. The two stepsisters always cared about their beauty, and they used some of Scale's best makeups. When they went to parties or balls, they wore exquisite dresses and gowns. One day, while Scale was making lunch, someone came. Shake, 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 rang the doorbell. Okay, shouted the two stepsisters. They opened the door. It was the post officer. May I see Scale, Your Majesty? He asked. No, she is still busy, the two stepsisters answered. So the post officer handed an envelope. Thank you, they said as they closed the door. And he left. After he left, they ripped open the envelope and out slipped 5 invitations to the ball at the Seaweed Palace. Hooray! They shouted. What? What happened? Scale asked as she came running over. None of your business, the two stepsisters answered. So Scale went back to the kitchen and went back to working on lunch. A few minutes later, Scale announced, it's lunchtime, so they ate shrimp salad. After lunch, the mermaid family started getting ready for the ball at the Seaweed Palace. Except for Scale. She only helped the family dress up. She helped the family tie their hair, put makeup on their face, and tie the necktie on her dad's suit. After the rest of the family went to the ball, Scale was left alone in her house. By the time the rest of the family was at the Seaweed Palace, there was a puddle of tears on the floor. Then a fairy godmother appeared. Why are you crying, my dear? She asked. I can't go to the ball, Scale sobbed. Well, that's not good. Let's get to work, the fairy godmother said. Thank you, Scale cried. Now, will you get me a piece of paper and a pencil? She asked. Yes, I will, she answered. In a blink of an eye, she came running over. The fairy godmother got busy drawing a beautiful carriage and a delicate dress. When she finished, she suggested, let's go outside. And Scale answered, yes, I would love to. So they went outside. When they were outside, the fairy godmother asked, ready? And Scale asked again, ready for what? And then the fairy godmother said, ready for powers. So the fairy godmother tapped delicate dress that she drew with her wand, and poof! A beautiful carriage appeared. Then she tapped the delicate dress she drew with her wand, and poof! Now Cinderscale was dressed up in the beautiful and delicate dress. Now off you go to the ball and come back before midnight. The fairy godmother cried. Thank you so much, Scale shouted over as she strode away. When she came to the seaweed palace, she jumped off the carriage as it slowed to a stop. When she got in, she saw how beautiful it was. There were gorgeous cakes, delicious soup, and yummy seaweed with oyster sauce on top. Scale ate as much as she could. When Cinderscale was about to get some more cake, she bumped into someone. Oof! Sorry, the prince apologized. I'm sorry. Cinderscale apologized as well. After they stood up, the prince asked, "You are beautiful. Would you like to dance together?" And Scale cried, "Yes, I would love to." But then the bell rang. Ding dong, ding dong. And then Scale cried, "Oh, I must go." And she started to swim away. But the prince cried after her. Oh, the prince swam after her, shouting, "Wait, wait!" And almost when Scale was out of sight, one of her scales flew off. And when the prince found the scale, he said, "Aha!" And he picked the scale up and took it home. Whoever gets this scale fit perfectly shall be my bride, he announced. And from that night, they started their search. They searched all around the sea, but no one could fit it perfectly. When they came to Scale's house, they rang the doorbell. Shake, shake, shake. And again, the stepsisters shouted, "Okay!" And they opened the door. Sorry to disturb you, but will you try on the scale for me?" The prince asked. "Yes, please," they said, and they led the prince and his helpers into the house. First, the stepmother tried it on, but it didn't fit. Then the stepsisters tried it on, but it still was too small. Then Cinderscale tried it on, and it fit perfectly. "This is the mermaid," he cried, and he took Scale by her hand and swam out of the house. On the day of their wedding, they did another ball at the Seaweed Palace again. This time, they did not invite Scale's stepmother and her stepsisters. wedding. They lived happily ever after until the end of their days. Thank you.